Hello there, I'm Aldrahill and welcome back to Europa Universalis for Ethiopia, playing on the Rights of Man DLC. It is going fantastically well. It is the year 1455, and we've already conquered two nations, essentially. Three nations, really. Two and half of another nation, and vassalized another. So it's 1455, so we're going to have a quite long period of peace now, because the treaty with Adal ends, on 1469. And our vassals, to be honest, we can't really handle fighting Wasangali because they are allied to Ajuram. Once we've done Adal and taken and conquered them, we can then start to attack Wasangali and Ajuran, feed them provinces, and then fully annex them in time to destroy Ajuran properly. And then basically just continuously move down again and again and again and again and again. Until we get to Mutapar to get that sexy gold, probably by around 1500. And there, a little bit before maybe. Ooh, look at the rebellion. Oh, Iraq's breaking out. Iraqi separatists in Karakalona. Intriguing. That should hopefully give us enough time. Maybe we can start to move towards Yemen if we can. Problem is, of course, is that they are allied to Najd and to Hormuz, meaning... Well, Hormuz is not exactly an issue. I actually don't know who that is. Where's... Oh, good. The tiny island. Oh, no. What will I do? But the Najd is a problem because also they're allied to the Mamluks. And once we start encroaching and start taking territory here, there is going to be a bit of aggression from the Mamluks, which will not be good. So we're probably going to have a little bit of a period of peace. At the moment, our rebel risk is going down nicely because we have a lot of stability. The rebel risk for the Adalan separatists is 4.6 years. We've increased our autonomy, but doesn't really matter because they're pissed off, frankly. They're pretty pissed. One thing I think we might do, instead of trying to move up towards Adal, breaking treaties, or Yemen or anything, we're going to just try and attack Makaria in a little bit. So we'll start building a spy network, and we'll start fabricating claims, because there are some good claims here. There's a lot of really nice Coptic land. Ooh, Debre Berhan, the Mountain of Night. Another lovely dynamic historical event. Had a vision in which he is shown a shining mountain in which to build the new capital, Ethiopia. The church has already been constructed. The site is now up for the state to realize the dream. So we'll lose admin power. Ooh, Shewa will become the new capital and will be renamed Debre Berhan. I'm surprised it wasn't the capital, to be honest. And oh, but look at the reduction of autonomy. I don't need that. Inktober. Actually, no, it will be nice. It will be nice. Yeah, go on. Bam. We've moved capitals. But yeah, that doesn't seem to have affected that. There we go. Woo! Why is our capital the wrong religion? Bro, please. Not cool. Our capital is the wrong religion. That is super bad. Oh, God. I really don't want to have to deal with rebels. We're going to crank this up to nice max speed. And I guess we'll start sending these guys on a protect trade mission. Oh, obviously the Gulf of Aden. The Gulf of Aden. It's going pretty well, guys. I mean, problem is we're collecting there, and we don't exactly have much trade power. I'm distressed at the peace treaty of Adal, because it lasts until 69. Oh my god. 13 years of peace. We're probably going to get attacked by then, to be honest. So we can actually build a couple more troops. So let's build a couple more spearmen. We'll crank out a couple spearmen, make sure we can actually hit our max there. Oh, good. That's bad. That's very bad. The Mamluks have announced us as their new rival, so that's really bad for us. Shite. They might try and attack us. Cool, we just got a bunch of cores. Sunni Zealots are no problem, but it's the Adalan separatists. 9.9 years, we're fine. We're not going to have any rebel risk. So now it's saying to form an alliance with Makaria. Absolutely not. Oh dear. We need allies with the Ottomans, frankly. That's what we need. The fate of the Egyptian Copts is persecuting Copts in his lands. It's our duty to act. Send a strongly worded letter. Avoid risk of angering them. And this is cause for war. Bloody hell. Not a chance. You can have a letter. Good harvest. Nice. I'd like the admin power, please. Not the money. An ambassador for the Mamelukes. It's not an apology. He shows his contempt and ridicules any retribution. So now we have to drop it. Because we're not going to imprison him. I do believe one of the results is that they can declare war to free him. So I'm going to drop it. I am not fighting the Mamelukes. They will kill us. No bloody question. Yeah. They have 25,000 soldiers. We have 19,000. I am not touching that with a 10-foot barge pole. Thank you very much. I mean, the other way we could possibly win is if we just kind of stood there and let them go into the mountain province here. Well, actually, the thing is, obviously this is a highland, so it's a -1 for attackers. But in Beja, there's a river. It's better to... So, one of the recent changes in this in the DLC, by the way... Actually, no, it doesn't matter because the Mamluks line doesn't connect to the river. But one of the recent changes is that the defenders... Because obviously they used to do a big thing with EU4, wherein if you could try and bait the AI into leave their territory, go into their territory in a mountain province, let's say, and then defend against them in their own territory. Well, now that doesn't happen anymore because the people know the lay of their own land. As long as basically they're in their own land, you're always going to get the terrain modifiers as the defender. So, you know, you're being invaded. Big army sitting in your mountain province. You attack them. You are now in the mountain province. You're the defender. So the attacker is always on the offense, and the defender is always on the defense. Which is distressing, I think. Okay, so we just got national ideas. So number of ideal groups available. 1. Fantastic. And production efficiency. And we're going to grab that right now because institution tech penalty is mounting pretty quickly. We want to avoid that. We're actually going to be ahead of time, so we're going to get 20% production efficiency, which is pretty nice. Wow, that's pretty amazing. We're going to have 25% increased production efficiency. Going up to... extra 3 gold. Oh, baby. Okay, so obviously the very first idea group we get is our lovely religious ideas. And religious ideas is going to straight away, first of all, give us that wonderful permanent casus belli against neighboring heathens and heretics, allowing us to kill all the Muslims around here. Hashtag crusade. Hashtag Dustvault. Gets a missionary to help out with conversion, and that 3% missionary strength is really what we need. That's going to really help. To be honest, we don't need to get that much, but the culture conversion could be nice, but to be honest, we can probably stop around missionary strength. Perfect. Our next idea groups, it's a little tricky. You can either go things like administrative, economic. If you have, I will never have money problems because of the gold provinces, but economic is sometimes helpful because there's inflation reduction. Possibly, because we're going to be relying on gold for quite a bit of our money. But administrative is really good for core creation cost reduction, considering how many places we're trying to conquer, and the fact that we're going to need to rely pretty heavily on mercenaries for a good part. And also, it gets rid of interest. So it's looking like admin's pretty valuable, but we don't exactly want to go too far into admin, because then we're spending way too much. So diplomatic-wise, we could go... I mean, influence has no value at all, because we're just going to be conquering and annexing. We could go exploration / yeah, we could go exploration to grab that colonist colonial range and start nabbing provinces in Africa. The problem is, they're just a bit pants. They're honestly shit. Why would I want them? The provinces are just awful. To be honest, expansion's better. It's far better for what we're doing, especially conquering Africa and Asia. But there we go. It's probably going to be a military idea, and almost certainly it'll be quantity, which is quantifiably, right? Funny. Better than quality, because although quality gives you some nice infantry combat ability, some artillery combat ability, basically 10% combat ability for each of your units, extra army tradition, which is a bit lame, and discipline at the end. That's actually a really good one, but it takes so long to get there. Quantity gives you certifiable manpower, 50% manpower. Like, that's amazing. 50%, an extra 10,000 total manpower, recovery speed, regimental cost, and man-maintenance modifier cost. Mercenaries, garrison side's okay. Attrition's lovely, you take even less manpower. And then finally, 50% force limits. We're going to be rich this game with our gold mines when we get them. So, once we can actually use our gold mines, oh man, that's going to be so good. Growth administration, there's ever-growing new people to oversee the administrative. Oh, okay, so this is a lovely estates decision. With great pedigree comes great abilities. Basically, we can increase the nobilities, influence, and loyalty, but reduce bearers. Basically, we have to shoot ourselves in the foot, to be honest. It's kind of lame. I kind of want to do clergy because it's monthly autonomy change, but then nobility gets really pissed off. And I kind of need the nobility. Actually, I need the clergy more. Let's turn to the clergy. Monthly autonomy change is nice. Yes, now they're pissed off and everything. We can actually call a diet, and they'll gain influence and loyalty anyway. Boop. Perfect. It's a good temporary fix. There's a lot of ways you can play the estates. I mean, you can play it like to the wire and try and maximize any advantages whatsoever. And that is a trickier way of playing, but it is pretty fun. Marital bliss. Oh, that's nice. My wife is a constant. My Etej is a constant companion. Very pleased to announce our family decided to show support for the throne and for the union. So we can either get some money, and they'll consider us to be in their debt, or we avoid indebting ourselves. I don't really want to indebt myself, but I'm curious to see what happens because I haven't actually played with this event yet. Let's see what happens. So now we got our lovely military tech, which we're going to grab right now. And that's going to give us better soldiers. We get extra infantry and cavalry shock. This would be a great time to go to war, but unfortunately we can't because we don't have the cores, or claims even. So we've just gained better soldiers. So at the moment our dudes are... So African Spearman is currently pretty lame. 1 defensive shock pip and 1 offensive and defensive army morale. Wow, these guys are way better. South African warrior is nicely balanced towards assault, whereas North African warrior is very much tiered towards, yeah, offensive. I love the descriptions are just so lame. Traditional North African tribal warrior, armed with a spear and a shield, excelling somewhat more in defensive strategies. Balanced fighter, good for both defensive and defensive, and for some reason, kind of just a massive defender. So I'm going to grab the Central African because I would collect like some balance, to be honest. We may change that later, but that's a big difference in shock. Because look at that, 0.65, that's nice. We don't exactly get better cavalry until next tech. But when we do, it's actually a nice burst of shock damage as well, considering the values. Oh, good. They've claimed Tajura. So now we're going to do something. We're going to build a castle. Because we need to build that defense. I don't want to. I don't like spending money. But I have to. So, here we are. Oh god, please don't kill me. Please, sir. Not like this. I'm scared. I mean, the only thing we'll be able to do is we'll just have to try and hold the land as best we can and hope... Well, obviously, if we build a castle, then they're not going to be able to get past. Let's hope, anyway. Oh, God. So I'm actually a little bit frightened because we have... Oh, man, it keeps... Everything freezes as soon as it tries to pause. Oh, look at Rack! When it tries to do the autosave. I hope it doesn't bug the recording up. Timurids are managing to hold on. They didn't have to deal so far with the Persian rebels, which is nice. Well, not really. I'd like them to be broken up. We are just not strong enough to even contend with anybody just yet, which is very sad. Cool, we converted our capital, so now we're just going to keep converting places. Because honestly, we have quite a lot of Muslims, and we do want to get rid of that. We want to spread the Coptic faith all over the place. And I really do not want to ally with Mercuria, because if we ally with Mercuria, what's going to happen is they're then going to be able to move through my lands and take all these provinces. I want them to get locked in Hemisian. That's all we can really hope for. So tricky, guys. So tricky. So now we're kind of just sitting here with wasted manpower. I'm tempted to attack Mercuria and take these 3 provinces here. The issue then is, well, what do I do? Because, I mean, yeah, that's pretty nice, but I get some 3 tasty provinces, one of which being Muslim, sadly. Oh, God. Religious zeal. No, thank you. Jesus. It's going to be really difficult to convert. Then I have to deal with the fact that they're pissed at me and they're going to allow open borders for the Mamelukes. Kind of that. Looks like we're going to need to just wait. How unfortunate. Military reforms, lose stability and lose inflation. Inflation's actually pretty high, but I really don't want to lose the inflation. Oh, God. Basically, if I can spend 75 to reduce it by 2... which means it costs... The mathematics behind it is essentially... It's... Oh my god, I'm so terrible at maths. 37.5. It costs 37.5 admin power to reduce the inflation. Or, I have to pay But I lose 1 stability, like 200 to get that stability back. So, like, to be honest, I'd rather lose the stability. Especially if it means I fight more rebels later, that's okay. It means I can burn some of my manpower a little bit. That's okay, because we actually have an overabundance of manpower. Alice is being a bit of a dick. Could you not? Oh, mission's changed. Nope, back to liberate Cairo. Okay. Alright. We are just going to need to wait, guys. That's okay, though. It's absolutely fine. Get some sober claims. I'm actually pretty scared to try and move up there because that would be so frightening. So very frightening. Unfortunately, Marahan do not have claims on these territories. So I'm going to have to fully annex them. And then we can just kind of straight away start declaring war on these scrub lords. Ooh, we got Conqueror. Nice. He is a Conqueror. Years of Separatism -5. That's pretty nice. That's going to help. Okay, and there's the religious idea. Ah, perfect. I'm also going to start building a bit of a spy network. Okay. It's like we could, like, we can't really declare war. Yeah. Come on, give me that provocation spell. There we go. Holy War. Woo. Woo. Of course, we lose so much stability, so we're not touching that. But 75% aggressive expansion, 100% cost. That's the stuff, man. So much reduced aggressive expansion. So as soon as the truce is up in 1469, oh my god. So I'm just going to keep converting provinces. Yeah, I hope it goes alright. Ah, man. Oh, it's okay, it's fine. It just means they're building claims on me. Hooray! Yay! Claims! Oh, great expectations. A political ministry support. They expect will heed the advice. Get a corruption. Oh my god. Fine. I just want to see what happens, honestly. So we should really be working on these claims, so... which is the worst? It needs to be the Zela province. We kind of need to be just continuously claiming these. I'm surprised we've only got 2 claims. So we can fully annex them and not pay that much admin costs. Hooray. Oh, the extra points we're getting from our power projection is so delicious. That's nice. Okay. So, this is now the point where we just have to wait a little bit. We're built. Ah, our fort is done. Fantastic. Our lovely level 2 fort. Yeah, we can't upgrade it. We know. But it means that we're going to be able to resist our enemies very nicely. Alright, I mean, to be honest, the rest of this episode, if we were kept recording, it would just be a waiting system. Adal has actually declared an alliance with Ajuran, so when we declare on Aldal, we are going to be instantly able to wipe their armies out. We are also going to have to deal with the fact that Ajuran's going to come. So, what we'll do probably is we will fully annex Adal in the war in 1469. Ajuran, we will return provinces to Marahan. There are, in fact, 2 provinces we can return. We can even call Wasangali. No, we can't call them in as allies because they'll call Melindi in as well. Depends how confident we feel in crushing our foes, because we'll obviously wipe out that 7k really fast. It's just about fighting Ajuran. And Ajuran have... only 9,000 soldiers. That's odd. Then we can probably handle it. Give Ajuran a bunch of things. By 1475... we could basically, or maybe 1480, having annexed our vassal Marahan, we'll basically own the entire Horn of Africa. Move on down, just keep declaring war, increasing local autonomy, and just keep expanding. We'll take Mutapa. Then it's just Yemen, finishing Mercuria, and pushing up to the Mamluks with hopefully Ottoman aid. So I was Aldrahill, and I'll continue to be, and this has been Europa Universalis for Ethiopia Rights of Man. No expansion in this episode, but a bit of consolidation. I just wish we had a better mission. Bye-bye.